we're gonna dive right into it. Today we're gonna talk about how to not be codependent anymore and your key to healthy relationships. I'm going to share with you the most powerful key to create a healthy relationship with you and your significant other so that you can kick codependency to the curb. If you are interested in understanding codependency and curing it for good so that you can start living your happiest life, hit the subscribe and that notification bell. We will be diving deep into uncovering the truth about health and happiness and how to cure this little thing called codependency. I coach clients on how to unlock their internal personal prisons that holds them back from living the happiest and most fulfilling life that awaits for them. Join me on Facebook and Instagram and grab my free audio training on freedomfix.com to start living the life that you love today. I'm going to start off by suggesting this book, Codependent No More. I have a link for this in my description. It's a fantastic book and it's super eye-opening. Just forewarning, it does mostly address codependence, caretaking for substance abuse users, but codependency spans such a large audience than just those who are with substance abusers. You will find that codependents regularly end up with narcissists, drug abusers, dominant personality types, and controllers. If you find yourself constantly in these kinds of relationships, then keep listening. This video is for you. Codependents find themselves with these kinds of partners constantly because by nature, codependents are caretakers, givers, and sacrificers. This makes codependence the perfect match for a taker, user, and abuser. So if codependents are so good and selfless, then why would you want to change that about yourself? Well, it's because it's wildly toxic and it's going to squelch your own happiness for the well-being of those around you. It's going to result in walking around alive, but barely living. There is good news for you. You can stop the cycle and start living a life with healthy relationships starting today. Before we dive into the single most important key of happy relationships, I'm curious, what are the things that you have found that has made your relationships happy and healthy? I love discussion and I love community, so let's support one another during our journeys. I'm an extrovert and I love conversation, even via electronics and the interwebs. So I'm about to divulge the single most important principle of happy relationships. While simple, it can sometimes be really difficult to execute. The single most important principle of happy relationships is this: you are the creator and maintainer of your own happiness, and your significant other is the creator and maintainer of theirs. Now, don't leave yet, because we're gonna dive into this and why it's so important. It seems easy, right? Not if you're codependent. Codependents are most notoriously known for taking ownership of other people's happiness. And on the flip side of that coin, allowing others to take control of our happiness. This is your losing battle. Nobody has the ability to create nor to destroy your happiness unless you allow it. When we believe it's other people's job to make us happy, we are literally handing over all of our personal power. We will live with a constant state of disappointment, which will result in living with a constant state of internal resentment and anger. And over time, if these feelings go unresolved, they will manifest themselves physically with physical ailments, injuries, or chronic sickness. When we take ownership of other people's happiness, that is actually what attracts the users, the abusers, the takers, controllers, and it opens the door for the narcissists and unhealthy humans to manipulate us. Because we are willing to sacrifice to keep them happy, which over time will drain our reserves and leave us hollow. Especially because codependents believe that if they fill someone else's bucket, that person will reciprocate it. But takers, controllers, manipulators, they're never going to reciprocate. They take as much as they can for as long as they can until you are useless to them. And at that point, they will throw you out. So, how do you do this? How do you create your own happiness and stop owning other people's happiness? This is the answer. It's time to get selfish. You take care of you. If you're like me and how I used to be, then that sentence makes you want to vomit in your mouth. I am not suggesting that you run off and have an affair or neglect your family or your responsibilities, but I am suggesting that you take a step back and take some inventory of how much you are giving to others and how much you are giving to yourself and your motivation for giving to others. This is key. Are you giving to give, or is your motivation giving to receive? If you are giving in hopes that those around you will reciprocate, then your alignment and motivation is off. This misalignment will leave you feeling resentment until the cows come home. Because inevitably, codependents can outgive just about anyone and then use resentment as a tool against others down the road. So, codependents are caretakers of other people. They don't know how to take care of themselves. It's kind of a dichotomy. My codependent friend, how do you be selfish? You must take a step back from taking care of other people for a time being. Analyze every single act of service that you do before you do it. Only serve or take care of those around you if it doesn't leave you feeling resentful or guilty on the inside. Resentfully giving is not service. When your partner is unhappy, lovingly detach and disconnect from the circumstance and go do something for yourself. Otherwise, you will get blown up internally and become reactive. Remember, it's not your job to fix their unhappiness, and it's not your fault that they are displeased. Even if you contributed to their negative feelings, those are their feelings that they have to work through. You cannot control how or when they do that. So the next step is to discover who you are. Date yourself. Find out what hobbies and interests you have. Find out what makes you happy. This is self-discovery at its best. Get comfortable being alone. Being alone is overwhelming, scary, and vulnerable to the codependent. We wrap our self-worth around the people who deem us valuable because we don't deem ourselves valuable. Being alone is not a sign of your worthiness or love. Fall in love with yourself. You might be asking, how do you fall in love with yourself? It's the same way you fall in love with a partner. By spending time with them. She's chewing on me. Explore things to do together. Discover belief systems. Share your dreams with yourself. Explore what lights you up. If you are looking for help to break through some of your belief systems and uncover the root cause of where your codependency comes from and why you have it and how you get rid of it, and come up with a game plan to help you cure this once and for all, go ahead and click on the link in my banner that says Discovery Session and book a call with me for 20 minutes to see if I have the answers that you are looking for to create the happy life that you have always dreamed of living, that now with the right tools in your tool belt, you have the confidence that you can. If you want more information on how to create internal freedom and escape your personal prisons, head over to my website at freedomfix.com and grab my free audio download to start living the life you love, full of peace, love, harmony, and happiness. And as always, I'd super appreciate a big thumbs up on this video if it was helpful, and hit that subscribe button for more deep dives about codependency and creating your happy and healthy relationships. Until next time, whatever you are going through, remember that you can do this.